So we ain't really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though. Raindrop, drop top, smoking no cooking the hot pot, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody with the trick, nobody. All of the gang and they coming to gang. Call me a river to do with the shit. Bad and boozy, bad. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is sad, move. We got thudders and 100 round food. My bitch is bad and boozy, bad. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is sad, move. We got thudders and 100 round food.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Excited to have you with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is your afternoon BetSpresso, and happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you guys out there. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. If you were off today for St. Patty's Day, congratulations. For most other people, though, today has been a regular work day for all of you guys. So,
is that a thing? Do people
I don't
have
know.
St. Patrick's Day off?
I mean, they do have Mondays off, I guess, maybe, but not St. Patty's Day.
It's not like a government holiday or anything. So.
Yeah, it's not it's not a federal holiday or anything.
Right.
But some people take it off if they have the ability to do that. So,
fair. Absolutely.
One of those situations. But
BetOnline with the early sub bang.
We got a sub bang already?
Let's go.
Man. See, now I really wish I loaded some Irish music so we could play something Irish for you guys today.
A little jig.
But yeah, I know. But
I'll pull up some YouTube if you say the word.
If you find an Irish jig,
a river dance. You just know that he does.
I have river danced previously.
See?
Yeah. I got paid to do it too, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Hey, no days off. Exactly, Kev. You know the vibes.
None. Zero.
Are you actually finding a little?
I'm definitely looking for it.
A little jig.
Let's go. A little jig.
Let's
a
see
little
what
jig and a
this
jag.
Oh,
that's Shaggy Bets. That's Vsauce. My name's SBJ. Excited to have you guys with us. Oh, you didn't find anything? All right, we'll just go nicey then. That's fine. Oh, you did find something. Thanks for the sub, Betalytics.
all right, enough of that.
There we go. Good stuff. If anybody else subs throughout the show, that's the show that you get.
I'll pull that back on.
Yeah, just
never again, Wendy. Never again.
Yeah, time for the V gritty. Unfortunately, we have it permanently on the show, so it's fine. That's what V does when he hears that type of
always there.
He's always watching. Always watching. Excited to have you with us. Thanks for stopping by on the channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on X, we appreciate you being here. But as always, the best experience is coming to hang out with us right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/bettingnews. Come and kick it and talk with our chat. They're cool for the most part. And they're cooler than us, actually. So you guys can just talk with them and just listen to us while we talk for the most part. But
absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah. Big weekend that just happened. We're going to talk all about it with you guys. Obviously, March Madness is here. The bracket is set. We're going to gab about a few of the talking points and get some of Mr. Shaggy Bet's thoughts about that. And then we will jump into what we've got today. No college basketball today, obviously. The calm before the storm as it kicks off tomorrow. So no Shaggle bets for you guys today. But we'll maybe twist Shaggy's arm.
We'll have plenty of bets. Don't worry.
A lot. But there's a huge NBA slate, though. Massive NBA slate, 10 games on this beautiful St. Patty's Day. So V and myself have quite a few plays for you guys that we will talk about and give you some analysis on. Shaggy will have to listen. Maybe Shaggy's will have an NBA play for you guys. Maybe.
We'll do some digging. We'll see. 10 games. I got a lot to work with. So
I was about to say, there's a big slate for you to talk through. So
what could go wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. And
I mean, you go back and post with me again. That could go wrong. Yeah. I specifically texted Shaggy that one too.
I wasn't gonna say anything, V, but
I know I appreciate you, Shaggy, but checks and balances.
Hey man, it's all about transparency. I went 1-4 yesterday, which is always painful.
0-3.
Hey, there you go.
0-3 after the Saturday sweep. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Isn't that funny how that happens, Shax? You have a great day, 5-1, 6-0, 4-2,
Back-to-back
make a couple
sweeps.
units,
That's all I
feel
heard.
really good.
I heard back-to-back sweeps.
I
That's what I
cannot-
heard.
I cannot tell you how many times this Champions League season I've had a phenomenal Tuesday and given it all back on Wednesday. Just giving it all right back, and I'm not even overexposing or, going deeper into it because I had a good day Tuesday. It's just, another normal slate, but everything right on Tuesday, everything wrong on Wednesday. So it's just the way it is.
That's like soccer betting in a nutshell, to be honest.
I've been kind of experiencing that too, to be honest, in the NBA, but not so much on a day. It's like morning games go good, evening games trash, or morning games trash, evening games great. And then I know I'm even losing juice.
I like this, Austin. And of course, Denny's is open late, but I'll tell you guys about that later. This is always the issue for me with betting almost every single day is trying to find the happy medium of like, do you place 8 bets and feel good about going, set 4 or what's the math, 5 and 3 or something, or you try to go like 2 bets and then like change your unit size accordingly. I think it depends on how you like to wager, obviously. And like if you like to kind of have a little bit of a lower unit size but spray the fucking board, or if you like to just up your unit size a little bit but just stick to 1 or 2 plays. Have you guys messed around with both strategies in your like betting career, and do you like one better than the other?
Not necessarily, because I've been kind of a strictly 1 unit guy forever, with the occasional 2 units. So as far as, going from 7 to 10 bets to like that 3 to 4 range and upping the units, not necessarily. I've definitely done that from a sheer amount of bet standpoint, gone from 7 to 10, 3 to 4, just because things aren't hitting or whatever. But for me, it's just much more simple and easier for everything to be 1 unit and then have the occasional 2 units when I really, really like something.
Yeah, for me too. I've tried both, but I think in the long run, what's worked for me the most is just play it by ear. If it's a slate where I don't love a lot, I'm just not going to have a lot of bets out there. If there is a lot that I love, I might take the increased risk of having, multiple units out there on multiple different bets. And I would definitely say that I'm more on the irresponsible side of the spectrum. That's also why I don't like post my unit size or whatever, right? How many units I've taken for each bet, because again, I think everyone should bet responsibly. Take what we talk about, take the knowledge that we give you, and then adjust your risk size and what you want to put down, because your risk management will never equal my risk management. But I can tell you that this is worth at least 1 unit.
Yeah.
This is my problem. And like, this is why when we do the shows, and like, I even texted V and Slick this yesterday. I texted them yesterday because I said I went 1 and 4, and we talked about 5 or 6 other bets on the show that I really liked a lot that I ended up not betting, and like 4 or 5 of those hit. And so it's like, and that's like when you were doing your lean sheet, Shags, like you find all the, when you're labbing like the whole slate and really combing through it, you can't bet everything. It's impossible, but it's always so crazy when you pick the ones you like a lot, and then they end up shit in the bed, and then the ones you were like, maybe not as much, and then they hit, It's like,
and that was happening a lot for me last year, which is why I ended up lowering the unit size, spraying the board, seeing if that technique would work out. That's what I'll definitely be doing for the March Madness tournament, as we are going to be betting every single game. We'll just do half units all across the board. Just gotta keep it light, obviously, if we're betting all 63 games, 65 with the first 4.
Oh, it's about to get so exciting.
No, 67. Sorry, math.
No.
67.
It really is.
Plus the NIT and the CBI and the new college basketball showcase, college basketball crown, new postseason tournament this year. 16 teams in Las Vegas, happening the first week of April, starts Monday, March 31st through April 6th. Big names in that squad. You've got Boise State, you've got Villanova, you've got some other big name squads as well that we're kind of on the cusp of making the real big dance. Have foregone the NIT and are in this inaugural college basketball crown. So pretty cool stuff.
That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's new tournament this year. The NIT and the CBI happen every year. Last year, and I think a few years prior, they had the CIT, which was
Mhm.
again supposed to happen this year, but there's been like zero word of it. So it's probably not happening because it was supposed to start tomorrow. But instead of the CIT, yeah, they've got this new college basketball crown happening in Vegas. So 16 teams, big, Power 5 names on that board. So pretty cool stuff.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know how that fell through the cracks. I mean, there's obviously so much excitement around the bracket and the NIT and everything, CBI
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Well,
What about Cooper
we
Flag?
just
Is he playing? Is he healthy? What's the word on that guy? Is he done for the tournament?
They haven't said.
Hmm.
They have not said. Duke plays. Do they play?
Friday?
I think they play Friday.
Friday, I think.
Dookies play Friday. So he's got that extra day at least. I think you definitely sit him on Friday against the 16 seed. I would trust the rest of the team to get the job done there. So if there's any question marks at all, maybe if he's feeling good, looking good, get him in there for a few minutes just to see how he does. But I don't think you even risk it against the 16 seed. Maybe against a Mississippi State or a Baylor, but because that'll at least be Sunday. Will be what 10 days since the injury or so. I mean that's a quick turnaround.
And they've said nothing about it, like about it's like no MRI, no nothing.
They have just it was negative. MRIs came back negative. High ankle sprain.
That's the kiss of death for athletes.
That's kind of all I know.
2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It's just so innocuous, those high ankle sprains.
Mm-hmm.
And with his potential in the NBA, it's like, do I really want to come back to maybe win a national championship and maybe re-aggravate my ankle even more,
Well, the problem with ankle injuries, which V knows, I broke my ankle playing soccer in high school, and I recovered. I had surgery, and I recovered fully, but I ended up tearing my meniscus in that same knee because when I returned from playing, I came back not too soon, but the strengthening of your leg at that particular point, your body is not you like overcompensate in lots of ways without even recognizing that you're overcompensating. I mean, and I know that he's a way better athlete than I was, but like, how shitty would it be if he comes back, maybe his ankle's not 100%, ends up messing up his like other knee or something because of that ends up messing up his career further down the road, which is like what we talking about this previously of like, how much do you want to risk to winning a national championship is top of the list, I'm sure, but like making a bunch of millions of dollars to be the number one overall pick has got to be still at the top of his priority list, I would imagine.
Absolutely. You got to think so. And I was wrong. Low ankle sprain is the official ruling, apparently. And as of yesterday, 22 hours ago, John Shire just said, tomorrow's important. Hopefully we'll start to progress with some on-court work. So already back on the court. I would imagine. I would imagine he's going to play against the 16 seed. I don't know why you risk it, but.
Well, Shaggy, I know you wrote about this too, but what about this UNC stuff that's been going on? This is super interesting, not only about the tournament over certain other teams, but the implications of the money that the head of the program got, the bonus he received, all of this stuff. And it now looks like, and this is coming from somebody who is so uninvolved and unplugged of like college sports, watching this stuff, even I can see the NCAA doing damage control and things like that now. So what do you make of this? And obviously your full thoughts will be in scribbles, but give us the gist of what you have to say.
Well, one more piece of color to this, because there was additional aspect of this today that apparently the governor of West Virginia, the governor came out and said that they were going to sue the NCAA because they think that this is a egregious act. So, hey man, the guy go off.
Cry me a river. Look, this is kind of a problem in college sports. We see the same thing in college football with this committee. We have an AP ranking that ranks these teams every single week, all year long, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to the postseason, we pick and choose these committee members to say, "You guys take over," even though the AP's done a great job ranking them all year. You 12, 16, whatever amount of people, you guys figure it out who gets into the postseason. So you've already got to think there's, I don't want to call it corruption, conspiracy, whatever it is. But, these guys are friends. These guys all know each other. They do represent different schools, different conferences. There's all kinds of money involved. It's the NCAA. They've been robbing kids blind since it started. But North Carolina's in the tournament. That's it. That was the committee's decision. All right, that is what it is. Is it a little fishy that their athletic director is the chair of the selection committee? Yes, of course. That does not help them beat the allegations. However, the guy can't be in the room when they're discussing UNC. Same goes for other schools. They, can't be in the room when their university is being discussed. But I think this would be the perfect reason for the committee to push the first four for the 8 teams in the bubble. Instead of making these poor 16 seeds play into the round of 64, even though they've already won their conference tournament, they've already got that automatic qualifying bid, we still make them play in. Now, would that push some 16 seed caliber teams down to the 15 line? Yes, of course. But you get those automatic qualifying teams automatically in the round of 64. You extend the bubble to not just 4 teams, but 8 teams, and you get a very, very exciting first 4. I disagree with the committee's decision. I do not think Carolina needed to be anywhere near the tournament with their one quad one win. However, when you look at the 4 teams of the last 4 and the 4 teams that are playing in Dayton for the final 11 seeds, you have the Carolina Tar Heels, who are 36th in the net ranking. You have Xavier at 45, Texas at 39th, and San Diego State at 52nd. North Carolina is the highest team there based off net rankings. Sure, they've only got one quad 1 win. They were perfect in quad 2. They've got one quad 3 loss. Did they not do well against good teams? Yes, of course. They did play really good teams, though, even in non-conference, even if the ACC did have a down year. Last point, if the committee is smart and wants to listen to me and extend the bubble to 8 teams, you would have a fantastic year this year with your San Diego State, North Carolina, with your Xavier, Texas. However, then you put in a West Virginia, Indiana, and you sneak in Boise State and UC Irvine. You got 8 schools playing for the final 4 11 seeds. I think that's how the first 4 should be. I put it all in the Scribbles committee. Please listen to me. Get the automatic qualifiers automatically in the round of 64 and save the first 4 for the bubble.
So, Shaggy, when you say extend the bubble, does that mean extend the field of play like we talked about last week?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, then, tinfoil hat, do you think that this could be used as an argument? Hey, you want to avoid this kind of stuff? Extend the field of play and we'll have less teams left out.
Yes.
So do you think that maybe this was just, he got $100,000 payout. He's going to be the scapegoat. But what if in the long run, this is just the NCAA playing game saying, hey, let's rile people up and get them thinking about an extended field of play, more teams, more revenue for us. And obviously for guys like you, purists, you're going to hate it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want it to be extended. I definitely could see the NCAA just, pulling the strings behind the scenes like that. To answer Austin's question, so yes, there are 32 conferences, and so there are 32 automatic qualifying bids. They go to the conference tournament winners. So not necessarily the regular season, but the conference tournament. Every conference tournament winner is automatically in the in the tournament, and then they give 36 other at-large bids to the next 36 highest ranked teams. But I mean, just speaking more on the bubble, like, Carolina, they, in my mind, they did not have enough good wins. One quad 1 win. Same with Xavier. I wouldn't have put either of those teams in there. I didn't think Texas or Oklahoma, for that matter, deserve to be anywhere near the tournament. SEC getting 14 teams in. Come on. What are we doing? That's 12 was maybe the max. Texas Longhorns, you went 6-12 in the SEC. Sure, you're top 40 in the net ranking, but I didn't think they were good enough to be in. I think West Virginia got screwed. I think Boise State got screwed. And, I think an extended bubble in this year especially would have really helped things. So that's why you got to make all the 11 seeds play in. I think that's only fair.
So who's UNC got first on the docket?
They play San Diego State in Dayton tomorrow night for the first 4. They're playing in for the 11 seed in order to match up against Ole Miss in the round of 64.
Lean yet, or still got to dive in tonight?
Colby actually wrote about that game.
I was saying,
News.
I'll be diving in tonight, but yeah, Colby's got some scribbles out there. I think I agree with him. We'll leave it at that. Go peep Colby scribbles. He's also got scribbles for the other 11 seed as well on Wednesday night. The why am I blanking? Xavier in Texas. Scribbles out there as well. I can't remember what he bet in that one.
I think he's got some scribbles out too for the MLB game tomorrow morning, chat. So make sure you guys peep that, because that shit's all the way back.
A lot going on.
It is the first game of the legit regular season. It's the opening day of MLB, but not really. It's like the fake opening day. And the winner plays the Illini, indeed. Which Shaggy's going to be covering that game later this week for you guys.
I will be, indeed. I do have one more point on the whole March Madness committee, whatnot. You guys I've name dropped this several times. I've met Bubba Cunningham. I like that guy. He's a great guy, stand-up guy. He is being treated right now like athletes missing out on a guy's parlay. Nasty DMs, address being leaked, shit like that. Get a life, people. Like, come on. Be better. Leave athletes alone. Leave these ADs alone. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I think B made the correct verbiage of like saying that it sounds like this is going to be something that's going to get investigated, and we're going to find out probably more about the situation than we really should about this, just because it's become national news and because it's become kind of the main talking point for casuals and even people that don't really understand the sport whatsoever. Unfortunately, because you know him personally, and it seems like if nothing has ever happened from his career previously of him being an asshole or something, he's going to get scapegoated here. Of course, like he's just going to be the guy that is and it's probably other things at play here that don't have anything to do with him making this decision. So, but there's like you said, doesn't look great. There's
the conspiracies of the committee wants the big brands. North Carolina's a blue blood, West Virginia, Boise State, not necessarily, and the NCAA is all about money. Who the hell do you think they're going to pick?
There's so
Everything
many.
is all about money.
People say Michael Jordan picked up the phone and made it happen. You know what I mean? Like, there's always somebody or something going on. And think about it. Like, do you not want Jordan Brand in the tournament? Of course you do, right?
Yeah. 100%. Go check out Shaggy's article about what he just talked about as well, kind of looking at some other angles about the bubble and some teams getting left out and just kind of his thoughts there. It's a really good piece if you guys want to go peep the scribbles. It's not necessarily a betting article specifically, but it's a little more Shaggy's brain juice, which should be studied.
Jump into that and then directly into Kobe's UNC piece for some bets. I mean,
yes, sir.
What else could you need? Exactly. Well, anything else from the weekend? I mean, obviously, we're going to spend a lot of time over the next week talking a lot of March Madness and a lot of stuff like that. I guess my question to you is, do you feel like what's your most intriguing? I know you're really high on Florida, and I know actually quite a few smart college basketball people seem pretty high on this Gators team right now with how they are. What's your biggest excitement rolling into the tournament, like right before the dust settles and about to dive super deep into it? Like, what's your biggest thing that you're looking forward to over this next 10-day stretch of just games?
For me personally, not only just the amount of basketball excites me. I've already got it blocked out on my calendar. Sorry, boss. I've got meetings from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. the next Thursday and Friday. So I'll be just sitting watching college basketball, which is always great. But I love the different stories we get every single year of these small, not even mid-major, but low-major schools making a splash that not only are hyped for that year, but are also commemorated. Everyone remembers 2015 Lob City, the Florida Gulf Coast 15 seed, making it to the Sweet 16. You got Oakland, the story of Jack Golke last year, as well as NC State making it all the way to the Final Four. So, you get these players, these schools that are never on the national stage in the bright lights, and they compete. They've got nothing to lose. They play with all kinds of heart, and it's very exciting. You get a lot of great basketball out of it. So I'm just excited for it all, man.
You just kind of led me to my next question. Probably the last question is: Is there any player I know it's hard to predict a performance like we saw from Jack Golke in the tournament last year, or a guy like DJ Burns lead his team the way that he did, right?
Right.
Is there anyone that's kind of on your radar, just player-wise, maybe not team-wise, going into this tournament that you are especially excited to watch this guy?
Absolutely. The Drake Bulldogs, they got a point guard, Bennett Sturts, who is a D2 transfer, played with Ben McCollum at Northwestern Missouri State, kicked my my alma mater's butt in the MIAA year after year, won several national championships, that coach with Northwestern Missouri State, took that point guard with him to Drake. They have had a fantastic year. I think they got a great matchup against the Missouri Tigers. So I'm very excited to see him, Bennett, specifically go against those Missouri Tiger guards. I'm very excited. I think he's a name that definitely has not gotten national attention just because of where he plays. You know what I mean? He was playing D2 ball last year. Now he's in the D1 big dance. So I think he'll make a wave.
Okay, I can't wait to watch it all tip off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They play Missouri, right?
Yep.
Isn't it Missouri? I remember you and Colby kind of breaking this down yesterday on Up Your Units when it was live, and you guys were kind of saying something similar to this verbiage.
That's a rivalry too, right? Drake and Missouri.
They're on top of each other because Drake's in Des Moines, Iowa. So they're kind of right there. Not really a rivalry, but neighbors.
Midwestern.
Yeah,
it's a Midwestern
honestly,
affair.
Yeah, it's all Midwestern rivalry. So yeah, they're
That's
rivals.
True. Yeah, word. Well, there will be some Cinderellas. I mean, we were jokingly talking about it this morning because you guys know the trend of people putting $100 on every underdog for the first round and walking away profitable, and that has been something that's been going on for a long time. But the first 1 and 2 seeds this season, just from a casual perspective, look pretty dominant. But as you just said, and as it always happens, every single year, somebody comes out of nowhere and just shocks everybody. So,
Did you guys see the bet they have available now? Will a 13th seed win in the tournament? And it's minus 145 for yes, plus 110 for no.
A 13th or higher, or just 13th?
Will a 13th seed win in the tournament?
Specifically,
so
13th.
you just get the 4-13. That's Yale over Texas A&M, Akron over Arizona. I can't read right now. Where's the other one? Troy. No, that's 14. Just kidding. High Point over Purdue, and Grand Canyon over Maryland. I can see it happening.
Which one?
Which one? I was just gonna say.
Yeah. Grand Canyon, Akron.
I could
Yale.
see.
Chat's saying all of them. So
I could see all of them except High Point. There's a lot of High Point love out there.
You think they're gonna get low pointed?
I like Purdue.
That was the better bet. All right.
Smart guy, Dad coming in with
Hey,
the
Mr.
math.
Shags.
He's probably right.
Mr.
I mean, for plus money.
Yeah.
There's probably data that
Points.
backs, as you said. There's probably data that backs this from, like, the amount of 13 seeds that have won over the past X amount of years. So, Chad, I just want to say this, though. I did get a bonus on a new book, and the first bonus, because I live in Tennessee, was for the Volunteers to win their first round game, and it got boosted to plus 100. And, of course, I took it because that's what you should do in these situations, to take the free money. But if the Volunteers lose, just know that it's my fault, because that's...
We discussed it. That is so one of those newcomer. Here's free $50. It's you said it was what, minus 6,600. You're getting it for even money. Yeah, you're putting 2 units on that bad boy. Like
I maxed it. I did what the max was. The nice little 2-unit play, because when you open those things, could they lose? Of course. And I'm just telling you now, chat. If who are they playing? Wofford. If Wofford ends up being Cinderella, then
Wofford's got some shooters. So I will say, if Wofford can make it rain from downtown, they might have a chance. But that Tennessee defense is the truth. So
I think you're gonna have a ride at the front door in Tennessee today. If that happens.
I already hate Rocky Top anyway, so it would be an extra excuse to hate Rocky Top. But you could do it if I was smart, which I might be between now and Thursday when that game, or is it Friday or Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Is it Thursday or Friday, Shags?
Tennessee plays Thursday. Tennessee's Thursday.
Yeah. I might just sprinkle a little quarter unit on Hopin State, It's just on Wofford. Gerald got me confused for a second. I might put a quarter unit on Wofford at the plus whatever the fuck the number is, just so I can enjoy that if it does end up happening.
Hedge.
Yeah,
There you go.
why not? Why not? Yeah, exactly, Troll God. Yeah, Gerald. Get it.
Oh my God, we were just avoiding that for so long, and he just got in your head. That was
Well,
good.
Wofford sounds like it, and so I was just like,
Yeah,
and I read it, and I was like, all right, okay. All right. Well, that was it. Real quick, before we, because Shags has no bets for you guys, so he's not going to give you guys any bets specifically to talk about today. Although we maybe will get a NBA arm twist from him. But before we jump into the NBA slate tonight, V, because I know you've got quite a few plays. Big slate tonight in the NBA. Obviously, 10 games. We're getting into the point of the season, as we've talked about, where these games are really starting to matter for some teams. Big one out west as the Golden State Warriors are hosting Jokic, and et cetera. Anything from the weekend stand out to you about some matchups? I mean, I just want to throw it out there, dude. I know you're going to hate talking about this with me, and we'll talk about it more and just to hate it, but Luka looks really fucking good with the Lakers right now, man. He is cooking. And the Mavericks are in ultra shambles still. It's just like a constant reminder at this point.
Ultra shambles.
The Mavericks are down bad, very much down bad. Watching Quentin Grimes, watching Luka go off game after game while they sit there with their stars now injured. Both Anthony Davis looking like he might be out for the year or two. No sense in coming back. But yeah, I mean, it's good to be a Laker fan right now. It's nice to be there in Hollywood, and they got a big game again tonight, right? Home now with the who is it in town?
San Antonio, Spurs.
San Antonio. They've been pretty bad, but I think what was more surprising to me about this weekend, the Nuggets. They looked really good at times, but then they looked really bad at times. Like that win against the Thunder, even the loss against the Thunder, they looked pretty good. But then you follow that up with a loss to the Wizards. What is going on here? And Jokic looked visibly upset in the post-game presser. He's like, I don't know. I don't think you can just turn it off in the postseason. Like, you can't just turn it on. There's no switch like that. How you play now is how you play in the postseason. And I think he's pretty mad at how they've been defensively. And I know that maybe he might have some issues on that side of the ball, but it's been more than just him. And they can't get stops when they desperately need stops. And part of that might be Russell Westbrook. What about you? What did you think about that?
That was a big shock. Because, Jokic did everything in his power for them to will them to win that game. He dropped, 40 points. He cooks the Wizards anyway. But, if you're losing at home, it's the NBA. So there are random games that, you drop that make no sense, really. And every single good team this season has done that at one particular point or another. But right now, with how tight the Western Conference is, that Wizards loss could be the difference between them being the 3 or 4 seed or like the 5 or 6 seed at this point. That one game could come down to that particular point. So I agree with you. That was a huge one. I'm really intrigued at what's going to happen in the West. It's going to be crazy.
We talked about the Lakers. Talk about the Suns.
Yeah, the Suns also look in shambles. Mike Budenholzer apparently is in. There's some rumblings, and it's all reports right now, but there might be situations that if they don't do well, which they've been really bad over the last month of the season or pretty much the whole year, but Budenholzer could be out, and they decide to stick with Booker and Durant, which we kind of discussed on Sauce Team quite a few times. But I would rather, and I said this to you in text, and we can kind of maybe transition now and talk about some of the games tonight, but I'd rather watch like the likes of the Portland Trailblazers play in the playoffs versus the Suns team, the way they're playing basketball right now. I know you got Kevin Durant and Booker and these, superstars, but they just don't look like they don't look cohesive, and they don't look like they want to play basketball. And the results are showing. Like, talent only gets you so far at certain points.
I mean, the way it's shaking out right now, SPJ, that might be a reality in which we see the Portland Trailblazers playing for a play-in spot, and the Phoenix Suns with KD, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker out on the outside looking in an age where 10 teams technically make the postseason and have a chance to make the postseason. I don't know. You got to start looking inwards. You can talk about the coaches. It didn't work with Vogel. It didn't work with I can't remember who it was that they let go now, but it doesn't matter. Monty Williams. Right? But now he's thriving in Detroit. You see Vogel now, he's not in the league, and now Mike Budenholzer. At some point, you have to look at the guys on the team and see what they are not doing. And in my opinion, it's been their defense. They have no defensive aura. They don't have anybody out there that is kind of a guy you stick on the other team's best player. No shutdown defender, and nobody that's even willing to put in the effort on that side of the ball. We saw Luka walking around in that game. I think outside of all of it, all the points, all the threes that he hit, he's like, I've never been so open in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, to hear your opponent say that, and that's gotta be like ground shaking. You know what I mean? As an NBA coach, what are you coaching if you are not coaching defense? If you are not getting your guys to play tough defensively, and it's guys that have played defense in their history. So at some point here, it's got to be coaching. Grayson Allen was never a liability defensively. Royce O'Neal was never a liability defensively, right? Trey Jones has been moved to the bench now as well. I just don't get it what's going on in Phoenix, and I really don't think they're going to make the postseason, man.
Well, it's Tyus Jones, not Trey Jones.
Tyus Jones, sorry, Trey Jones' brother.
We're going to talk about Trey Jones in a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Like, it's one of those situations where you can just tell, especially if you watch basketball. I mean, even Shags knows this, watching college basketball, but watching some NBA too. You can just tell teams that are bought in and invested and that are playing hard. Because then you lose games and it's like, okay, well, at least we played hard. We have a direction. Things are looking cohesive and things are looking like that you're playing with joy and freedom. And how many times does it come out like after something like this goes down and then the next – I mean, look at the Lakers, just to bring it back to that. Look at how they were with Darvin Ham. You make one change, you bring in J.J. Redick with a system that seems to be working with these players. They all look re-energized. They look like they actually are cohesively doing – that doesn't mean they're always going to win every single game, but it has a tangible feeling of the basketball matters. And the difference is on the other side of it where the basketball looks very lackadaisical and not connected, and the results show the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, Luka said it. He's like, I'm talking to JJ every day. Whether we have games, whether we have practice, whether we don't, I'm talking to him every single day. And he's like, that's been a change for me. And I think that comes with this new school era of coaching. And, not to bring it back to the Celtics, but Joe Mazzulla, Will Hardy, I always forget his name, Mark Dagnall in OKC. These guys are young coaches that have JB Bickerstaff that have bridged that barrier, that connection with connecting to their young players. Because sometimes I feel like these older coaches have had an issue with that. They're very used to what it used to be like coaching in this league, but the league has changed and evolved so much. The players have evolved and changed so much that now we need coaches like this who are not necessarily players coaches, but coaches who can at least relate to the players on a level that's deeper than just X's and O's. You know what I mean? And I think there's a reason that we're seeing these young coaches in very good positions. Like, yes, the Jazz are not good, right? So we're not going to talk about Will Hardy in the same breath that we're going to talk about a guy like Mark Dagnall, but they have good pieces. You've seen the development from certain players. You've seen a guy like John Collins thrive in this offense. They are a team that's trying to tank, right? But he has shown flashes of what he can do. A guy like Walker Kessler. These are guys that have gotten the best out of their players, and I think it's a direction we need to continue to move in. And JJ Redick is somebody I was not even on board with, and he's now shown me the light.
Well, to just wrap this up and then jump into some bets for you guys tonight, because we will be talking about all the different bets in the NBA this evening. Cash, easy cash for the Celtics reference.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Of course I was going to reference that. Right? I'm going to talk about the Turtles.
Too easy.
Shaggy and I were actually joking that we both were kind of wearing green, and of course V has a shit ton of green that he can wear.
He's clever. He's clever.
But the difference in this situation is Budenholzer was supposed to come into the Suns team and make them championship contenders, whereas Will Hardy is trying to build a program from scratch pretty much with young pieces and developed, kind of like what Daigneault's done over the last 4 or 5 seasons in Oklahoma City, or however long he's been there, 3 seasons or something. The difference, so that's the difference. When you come in as a coach with championship pedigree, and your job first and foremost is you have these superstars, you have the pieces, develop the situation, and get us a championship. When that doesn't happen, but then the other point of that is when it doesn't even get close to happening and you almost miss the playoffs. I don't think there's any way around that. You got to go at that point because it's just not working. So. No. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next month. We got a lot of college basketball that's going to happen now. The NBA is getting into the point where, this is when it all starts to kind of come down. And we've got 10 games tonight. A lot of them have some, like I said, the Western Conference is just bananas right now. So let's jump in and talk about a few things tonight. I'll let you go first, man, on some stuff that you like. And you've got some scribbles out there already for some props for the peoples.
Hell yeah. Dude, first play of the day. I'm going back to Old Faithful. Of course I am. It's Malik Beasley. I bet this guy probably way too much. Sook said that Tatum and Malik Beasley need to pay me for how much I talk about these guys. But he's been really fucking good this year. He is averaging 17.6 points over his last 20 games. He has been great for this team. On the road, he's shooting 48% from the field, 44% from three. He has been the Pistons' second leading scorer in the absence of Jaden Ivey, and it's been fantastic for this Pistons team. We've seen how good they've been, and not just that, but this Pelicans defense has been terrible. We know that they ranked 26th in threes allowed this year, 23rd in three-point percentage, and 28th in three-point attempts to the small forward position. Over their last 10 games, they ranked 29th in three-pointers made, and the interesting thing is they're last, they sit third last in open three-point attempts allowed on the year. They're giving up a bunch of wide open three-pointers, and it's not even close. Like wide open, I mean closest defender, not even within 6 feet. All these stats, all via NBA.com if you guys want to tap in there. But I just love the spot for a guy who has been absolutely hot from three. He has been their second leading scorer. And the last time he was down in Louisiana, he had 20 points, shot 50% from the field, 55% from beyond the arc, in a loss while he was still with the Milwaukee Bucks. We know his role has increased this year. We know his shot percentage has gone up. And this system with Detroit has been great for Malik Beasley's numbers. So give me the over 14.5 and minus 105. Full stats and scribbles posted. And yeah, boys, going right back to him.
Set and forget it, man. Malik Beasley. Should be a good game, too. We talked about this the other day with Cade getting ejected in the last one against OKC. I think Cade's going to come out pissed off in this game after that ejection and put this. I was surprised by this spread in this game. Pelicans only 6.5 points. Is it still 6.5?
6.5. I think Zion's in today, right?
Zion is playing.
Yeah.
And I bet on Zion. So I'll just kind of jump and talk about that. I like Zion a lot in this game. Kind of like what you're talking about. I think it should be a competitive game. I like the Malik Beasley angle, but when Zion is in right now, chat, he is playing. I saw a rumor that he's gonna be maybe on the move, which if you kind of tinfoil hat this situation, maybe that's why he's gotten into this really sexy shape and is playing such good basketball right now, but kind of like showing off how good he's gonna be in another team next year. But that's neither here nor there. I love Zion in this spot, though. I took his rebounds and assists. I got a 10.5 for minus 125. It has bumped up to 11.5 for plus money. I still like it there. He just had a triple double a couple games ago. We've talked about this quite a few times. This Pistons team is very good defensively. Top 10 in rebounds allowed and assists allowed as well. But I think it should be a good game. Should be a competitive game. The spread is kind of telling us that. You guys can take the PRA if you want. He can score, obviously. I mean, he's a bad defensive matchup for most people in the NBA, but I don't think the Pistons really have somebody that can check him on a consistent basis. But I went with the RA because I think he's going to facilitate, rebound the basketball, and he's had good success. He hit this number when he played against the Pistons with 7 rebounds and 6 assists, albeit it was last season. So I like Zion in this game, just to kind of piggyback off of what you're talking about with Beasley.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both teams are full of young guys that play with a little bit of like a chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to let Detroit come into their city and win a game like this, right? Not when you've got guys like Zion and other young studs on the court. So I think it's going to be a good one, especially with Cade off the ejection. Don't be surprised if he's playing with a little extra pep in his step tonight.
Extra juice.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, and this is, you maybe want to skip over this game looking at it, chat, just because the Pels have 0 to play for. Like, they're out, they're eliminated. But that spread is kind of saying, and the Pistons need to keep winning, obviously, to keep their standings in the East. So I think it could be a fun one in the Smoothie Center tonight.
I mean, talking about games you want to skip over, that leads me right into my next one. The Jazz and the Bulls, right? This one's going to get ugly as well, but we're going to Kobe White. This guy's volume has just been way too much to ignore. He's taken 20-plus shots in 5 of his last 6 games. He's averaging just under 30 points per game over that span. He shot 48% from the field, but 32% from 3. His three-point shot hasn't been dropping. I think he was 1 of 4, 1 of 5 in his last game against Houston. But the Bulls have won 4 of their last 5 games. Their offense is cooking. They're averaging 118 points per game, and it's mainly due to them giving the keys to Kobe White and Josh Giddey. Both guys have played phenomenally off one another. And tonight they get a Jazz team that is bottom 3 in every single defensive category, and they rank 30th in threes allowed this year, and 29th in wide open 3-point attempts per game. They are just giving up a lot of threes. A lot of teams are hitting these threes, and I think that Kobe White tonight is in a place where he's going to see some positive regression from beyond the arc. He's going to have a big scoring night, and that's why they've got his line sitting at 24.5. So give me Kobe White's over 24.5, and let's get into some ugly games tonight.
All right, since we're doing the nasty talks, I wasn't going to mention this play, but I did post all the props I had before the show started, just because I do have quite a few again. We'll see what happens. But I like another Bull that has also been really good. You kind of sold everything else about how good this Bulls team has been playing offensively. But I took Trey Jones, man, 13.5 points, plus money, plus 100 for this line here. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games. I think Josh Giddey is questionable, V. I don't know if he's going to play or not. It's looking like he's doubtful again. So that's going to be an extensive amount of work again for Trey Jones here. Coming off leaving from a different team. He's been on this Bulls team for half a season now. One of those guys is trying to prove himself. He's getting an opportunity to play 30-plus minutes for probably the first time in his NBA career, and he's taking advantage of it. He's shooting the ball a lot, which is what we like to see with these types of lower lines at 13.5 points. He's taken 12 shots in 5 straight games. And he's gone over this line with 20 points, 15 points, 18 points, and 19 points in 4 of his last 5. The only miss was against Indiana with an 8-point game, but he still took 12 shots in that game. Getting plus money for a guy who's going to play 30 minutes again. I love the Kobe White look too, but I think both these guys can cook. This Jazz team is, like you said, really bad defensively. So, stinker game, but some sneaky props in there for sure.
And don't be afraid of these bad teams. I know that it gets tough late in the season, and sometimes you'll see teams like the Raptors sit all of their guys late in the fourth quarter. But then again, let's just avoid those guys. We know what they're going to do. We can start to watch these games and see how these coaches are making their decisions. But more than that, I feel like this is a spot where we can find good props like this. Like Trey Jones is a guy who just got traded from the Spurs, is probably going to be on a new team next year, and is looking for playing time, is looking for his next contract, is playing with a lot of incentive. You can talk about guys maybe not sitting or not playing and all this kind of stuff, but the reason the Raptors haven't just been able to shut down their entire lineup is because the guys want to play. The guys want to put up numbers. Nobody wants to just finish the year and call it a season. All of these guys are playing with pride. It's why the Raptors continue to win games. It's why the Bulls continue to win games. And both teams could be sitting in a play-in spot come April.
Yeah, there's nuggets all over the place. High total in this game too. So
this Bulls team is tense right now, man. They're not looking to lose games or tank right now. I can tell you that.
Well, and like you said, Giddey has been awesome since they traded Zach LaVine. And I loved them bringing Josh Giddey into this team. And I'm glad that, regardless of what you think about what happened with that situation, I'm glad that seems to be in the rearview mirror for him in his career moving forward. And now he can focus on just playing basketball, and it's looking like it's getting back to being focused on playing some good basketball. He's still only, 22 years old, which is crazy to think about. But all right, I got one more prop, and then we will start. Is that it you got, V? Is that all you have?
Yeah, that's all I've got right now. I've got scribbles coming out for the Warriors and Nuggets game later on tonight. That should be a good one, so tap in for that one.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Just knee-jerk, do you lean a direction in that game? I know Steph's game timer questionable. Do you think he plays?
I think he's going to play. It's a big matchup, especially in terms of seeding. Both of these teams sit right next to each other, I think, currently in the standings. You got the Nuggets at 40. Yeah, the Nuggets are 3.5 games. 3 games, 3.5 games on the Warriors. These wins matter, right? The Rockets just leapfrogged everybody going into second place. You really can't take a night off right now. And the Warriors are playing for home court right now. They're 2 games behind the Lakers. You really can't afford to drop many more games. You need to take advantage while LeBron's out of the lineup.
Speaking of LeBron, I did bet Luka over 3.5 threes. I'm not going to sell you guys on that. He's hit that in 4 of his last 5 home games. He's taken 10-plus three-pointers attempts in every single game and it looks like his shot is starting to fall, which is the last portion of him returning from injury. Got the you guys getting the green light. It's the Luka green light. He's looking healthy. 3.5 threes, minus 125. Find it out there. But my favorite, and I'm really pissed off that I didn't take this in the last game when we talked about this, V. The Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. I ended up taking Ant against the Jazz. I ended up taking his RA, and of course, then he dropped a 40-piece, and I looked like an absolute idiot, which is usually how it goes. But I don't know why they keep setting this line for Jaden McDaniels at 8.5, but I'm going to keep taking it. I don't care about the juice. Give me Jaden McDaniels over 8.5 rebounds and assists. If you guys can find 9.5 for plus money in certain places, feel free to take it there. This has just been hitting in an absolutely crazy clip. It's hitting 9 of his last 10 games. It's hitting six straight games. He's hit it the last time he played against the Pacers last season with 8 rebounds and 6 assists. He's an active rebounder. He's good for a few assists as well, especially with Julius Randle being back in the lineup, facilitating on this team, especially if Ant has a good game from deep. Some of those passes are from Jaden McDaniels. This line's too low. I'm going to keep taking it until they move it. It's hitting 18 of its last 20 games, 90% clip. If you're going to give me a 90% hit rate on a prop that's hitting over the last 20 games for minus 140, I'm going to take it. I don't care if it's one of the red ones. So set it, forget it. If you want to take the rebounds, if you don't like paying the minus 140 juice, the 6.5 boards is plus 105. I don't hate that either, but I like the RA. I'm going to keep taking this. I've been riding this quite consistently. Again, pissed off I didn't take it last game. He had a double-double. He had like 13 rebounds in that game, and the line was 8.5 for the RA. So I love this prop. I'm going to keep taking it. Here we go.
Do you like the Wolves in that game? Keep rolling.
What's the spread?
Minus 8.5. Bought open 7.5. Went up.
I kind of do, actually. Nice. Let's go.
Here I go again, reinventing the NBA wheel. You guys want some trends? You got it. Minnesota, 40-29 against the spread this season on an 8-game winning streak, but you guys know that. 6-2 against the spread during that time. 25-14 after a win and hitting 62% of the time as a home favorite. Indianapolis, Indiana. Not good. 17-19 on the road. Just 12-14 as a dog. 0-6 against the spread in their last 6, and 6-14 since February 3rd in their last 20 games, hitting just, what is that? 30% of spreads? 30% of spreads in their last 20 games. Final game of a road trip for the Pacers as well. They're looking ahead to sleeping in their own beds late night tonight after the flight home. Give me the T-Wolves to get it done at home. Cover the 9.
Fuck yeah.
I like fading the Pacers, so I'm down.
Yeah, same here.
Let's do it.
I'm into it.
Let's do it.
Also, chat likes it. Also, this is a good way to take it if you don't like the 8.5. Maybe that's a couple too many points. You could take their team total too. I do kind of like that as well.
Okay.
They've been.
Oh yeah. Yes, Austin. Another point. Pacers banged up. No injuries for the T-Wolves is what I'm seeing, but Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Aaron Nesmith all game time decisions. Supposedly, Pascal Siakam still not in the lineup. So, T-Wolves.
I bet one of those 3 guys you just said, or multiple of them, does not play because 8.5 feels like a lot of points, even with just no Siakam. So I think one of those guys sits. Maybe Halliburton, honestly.
Half unit sprinkle chat. We've lost our last 6 NBA plays.
Yeah, fair enough. I got one more play, just because this one's been on my mind all day, and it's at plus money now, so I'm taking it. Fred VanVleet over 13.5 points. It feels just too low to me for a guy that is playing a Philly team that is 29th in points allowed to point guards. They have given it up every which way. Fred's playing his former coach, a coach he won a championship with. You know there's going to be some jawing back and forth. They had a really good relationship in Toronto. He was head of the snake on that defense that won a championship and brought a ring to Toronto. I think that in a game against Philly, a team that has had no defensive answer for any position really, this is a spot where Fred's going to cook. He played 35 minutes the other night after missing a few weeks. I think that the minutes restriction's been lifted. The volume's going to be there. And tonight at home against Philly, your former head coach is in town. I mean, like SPJ, you know this, having played sports, you too, Shags. When your coach is there, even if he's just watching the game, you play with a little bit of extra, oomph. And this is a coach you won a championship with. You kind of conquered the NBA with.
Right.
This just feels too low for me. I know he's coming back from injury, so maybe that's why the line's sitting here. But the matchup, the narrative, home, I love it. I love that Prendy loves it. Fuck yeah.
I was about to say Prendy is all over it. I also, just to throw, because you said coming back from injury, VanVleet, though, last game against the Bulls, which we just talked about, 34 minutes, 23 points, back to his full minutes, took 20 shots in that game. That's the VanVleet we love, the hucking ability.
And that's another team that he played a lot too from his time in the Eastern Conference, right? It's no surprise that he plays the Eastern Conference, and a lot of these teams he saw a lot in his career, just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this 12.5 a lot. Did you ladder it to 20? Because if you didn't, you should.
Yes.
I mean, value.
The ladders haven't been hitting, but like, yes, I did.
Yeah, might as well.
Right, and then the threes too. You can get 2.5 at like plus 140 is what I got it at. But yeah, we're riding Freddie today. Whoa, pause.
Whoa, he hit 5 threes in their last game against the Bulls. So I like that. And the Rockets need to keep winning too, just to add some color on it. Additionally, like they need to keep winning for their standings with that, because especially over what they've been doing over the last couple of weeks, they've been fucking around and finding out for sure. So
second in the Western Conference again, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Things are looking up in Houston. Can't take your foot off these guys' necks.
Absolutely. All right. There's a lot of NBA for you guys. I think that's about the amount of NBA Shags can handle in a stretch of time.
Was I falling asleep? Was I zoning out?
No, you paid attention pretty well the entire time. It was an NBA sandwich though, because you were the middle and you had the NBA
it's true. That's true. I thought I was gonna end it, but that's okay.
Yeah, you had to sneak in that FVV play right at the end there.
I had to.
Had to indeed. All right. Ooh. So Shaggy has no.
You mean Shaka and his boys? Round of 64. They're done on Friday or Thursday. When's that game?
Who does Marquette play?
They play New Mexico.
Oh,
I like the Lobos.
You like the Lobos, yeah.
I have a soft spot for Mountain West teams, which historically Mountain West teams have not done well in the tournament. Even when San Diego State made it to the championship 2 years ago, the rest of the conference didn't even make it past the first day. So historically, Mountain West does bad. I have a soft spot for it because I think they play great basketball, and I hate Shaka. So all the more reason for me to like the Lobos on Friday.
Bang. Well, there you go. I was going to ask you right before Prindy said that if we could twist your arm and get some sort of play from you from the bracket, even though you haven't locked in anything officially.
No, I have not. Looking at the West region is just a region of death. That's Florida's region. You've got Florida and St. John's are your 1 and 2 in that region. Florida is probably going to match up against the 2-time defending champion UConn Huskies in the round of 32, who are the 8th seed in that region. You're going to have, assuming St. John's gets by Omaha, knock on wood, you're going to have Ricky P coaching against either Coach Cal or Bill Self, which just 3 phenomenal coaches in college basketball. But the rest of the region, you've got Texas Tech, you've got Missouri, you've got Drake. You've got a Colorado State team that I think can make some waves. That whole region is just stacked. I like Florida to come out of it because I like Florida to win the whole thing. But that region is could really be up for grabs. Could be a lot of good basketball coming out of the West region.
Did you take any futures, like region futures that we were talking about this morning? Did you end up locking any in?
I have not, but I will be diving in tonight. So be on the lookout.
So up your units tomorrow, chat. Put it in your calendars. 4:30 Eastern. Mr. Shaggy and Colby will be doing maybe a bracket, diving into the entire first round games for you guys tomorrow. So
we'll talk Tuesday and Wednesday basketball because there's NIT tomorrow. There's CBI tomorrow. We're gonna save first round for probably Thursday morning because there might be a Thursday morning show.
Oh, don't tell anybody, chat.
It's gonna be a big month. It's gonna be a big month for the upper units boys.
Oh yeah, best time of the week.
Exactly.
Best time of the year.
It's a big month around these parts all the time, which we love having you guys with us. We also got a W first time chatter. Well, brother,
Giovanni,
you came to the right spot. So appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. Boys, let's cook a parlay and then let's get out of here. Chat, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, housekeeping, but we do have a bracket challenge. You've got about another half a day to get involved because everything technically starts tomorrow. So you got to get your can you do it on Thursday?
You can do it Thursday, yeah, because there's still first 4 matchups being decided Tuesday and Wednesday. It locks like 15 minutes before the first game on Thursday. So I think till like 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern on Thursday, it probably locks.
I set the whole thing up, and Shags know more about it than I do.
That's okay, bro. That's okay.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Makes the dream work, baby. Guys, I dropped the link in the chat. I'll drop it again if you want to join. It's free to join. The best 3 brackets will be given a piece of swag from our store and a bunch of high fives and W's in the chat for you guys as well. I got 3rd last year. And I don't know jack shit about college basketball. I'm joking, but try to beat me, and Shags, and all of us. Beat V especially.
Beat B especially.
If you don't beat me, like, please call the number. Not just kidding.
Let's go.
I'm not good at any fantasy sports, man. It doesn't matter. You could give me NBA, NFL. Like, my biggest kryptonite is just setting lineups.
You know what the funny thing is we are in an NBA league, and I haven't checked it since the beginning of the season. I have not won a game.
SBJ gave me shit about not checking my lineups in NBA before the season started when he wanted in on the league. He's like, dude, it's really not hard. Why don't you just like set your lineups? And now here we are. SPJ is 0-69.
I forgot that I was in the league and went and looked the other day, and I was like, wow, I haven't even stumbled into a dub. I haven't even.
Wendy's also. I started so hot, chat. I was so hot setting lineups. Last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, fell off a cliff.
Everyone else has just taken this so seriously.
I haven't even stumbled into a W. I hate NBA fantasy, by the way, and I hate NHL fantasy. They're both so hard.
Yeah, I agree. Same with baseball.
Twansky, thank God. Is there one? There's not one, is there?
There's not one.
Because otherwise I need to start paying attention, brother, because, I mean, shit.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I forgot it's the jacket. Oh, God damn it. Well, all right, I'll go ahead and get that in
your
the
second
cart.
jacket, bro. It's not fun.
Shit. All right, let's cook the parlay because I thought we did not fill the whole time today, and here we are gabbing over time. All right, what do we want to do? We can't do any college basketball, so I guess we're doing the Wolves, eh?
Hey, T-Wolves, baby. Rawr.
I think we got to do the 8.5. I don't really feel like putting a minus 375 in here.
Nah, yeah, might as well just do the 8.5.
We could do the team total.
Ooh, yeah, let's do that. Screw it. Let's do that.
From Austin. Do you like that, V?
I do.
Austin,
I do like that, yeah.
Austin liked it. All right, so team total for the Wolvies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see this team total here. What's that line? Why can I never find the stuff that I need when I need it?
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yeah, right? Oh, fucking hell. V, what do you want to put in here, brother?
Man, give me Kobe White. Kobe White.
Kobe.
Kobe White. I love Beasley. I really do. But Kobe White, volume. He should see the minutes. Give me Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe. I can't find the team total. I don't know why I'm being stupid right now.
It's usually at team props.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it just not listed yet for whatever reason?
No, it is. I just am being an idiot.
Sweet Mikhailuk ruled out.
Oh,
Thanks for
here
the
we go.
news, Brandy.
It's at the very end. I got it. There we go.
Thank you.
Found it. Got it. Got him.
Well,
I'm gonna put.
Yeah, every time he hates one of the bets that me and Sook pitch, he just tells us that it's not.
I can't find it, man. It's not in
I
here.
can't find it. We're trying to bet like the most like hey, just take the money line. Sorry guys, I don't have it.
Yeah, sorry, not listed. Hate to break it.
Crazy. My book doesn't have that. It's wild.
My
Man.
book
I don't know what
just,
it is.
yeah.
I jokingly do it sometimes, but sometimes I really want to bet something and I can't find it. It's annoying.
Sometimes it's his joking way of saying, "No, it's a shit bet."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do McDaniel's RA for mine. If you guys are down to ride that one.
Yeah, I'm down. Austin, don't say that though. You're scaring me.
I'm in.
All right. So then Kobe White points, which is 24.5. I'm seeing we got 3 legs. We want to add one more, make it a 4-legger, or we can leave this 3-legger at plus 468 for McDaniel's RA. The team total for the Wolves over 118.5 and Kobe White 25 plus.
Let's just do a 3-legger.
Little nice Betty 3.
Yeah.
That's not Betty 3.
Why not?
Okay. Plus 468. That'll get the job done. If you guys want to add anything that we talked about throughout the entire show, feel free to do so. But Otherwise, you can write out the BetSpresso 3, which is Jaden McDaniels, 8.5 rebounds and assists. The team total from the Timberwolves, over 118.5 points from Shaggy and Austin and Chat. They all like that.
Let's go.
And then Kobe White, 25-plus points. Bing bong. Good stuff, boys.
Boom.
All right. We will post that on the timeline on Twitter. If you want to give us a follow over there, if you're following us already, thanks for the ride. Plus 468 for the BetSpresso 3. It'll be live on Twitter in just a few minutes. Go follow these fine amigos as well. Get involved with everything they post every single day at bettingnews.com. Go follow all of us as well at the squad. We post content for free for you guys, and we vibe out all the time and have some fun. So if this was your first time here, like our friend that was here with us earlier, hope you enjoyed the content. We go live every single day, and have a good time. And it is the time of year as well to join, because we got college basketball about to be out the wazoo. There's baseball at 5 a.m. in Tokyo. If you want to get involved with some stuff on the diamond, you don't even need to wait until the evening to sweat tomorrow. So
No, you don't.
good stuff. We love this. Thanks, Niran. Appreciate you. Yeah, lots of new friends. We appreciate you guys for being here. Go follow us, like I said, on all the socials. Big thanks to our sponsors at BetOnline. Boys, you got anything else before we hop up on out of here?
Let's have a day, people.
have
Have a day.
Right? New week, new money. Let's start it with a bang.
Absolutely. Get involved with our bracket challenge. Like I said, go check out bettingnews.com. And again, happy St. Patty's Day. Go have yourself a Guinness tonight. You deserved it. Get yourself nice and green like Old V sauce is every single day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, live double dip tomorrow. Be on the lookout on the timeline. Up your units at 4:30 Eastern with Shaggy and Colby. And then directly following that, we'll have Puckett with me and Z and Betsky talking about the ice. Get involved with us over there. Put your noties on Twitch, and you'll get it every single time we go live. It's the best part of the day.
I'm bunned up, baby. I'm bunned up. It's back there, though. Don't worry.
I can't imagine you with a ponytail.
I can't do the ponytail. That looks wrong on me. Respectfully.
Yeah. Facts. It looks real. I look like I'm from 1762 if I have one.
Yeah, right. I've
yeah.
tried the half bun up too, and the rest down. I can't. That doesn't work for me.
I really don't like that one. I don't know why. As a person who's never even been able to do that, I even want it's like choose one. It's even with
Yeah,
girls, it's
right.
like pick one.
I like that style because as someone with long hair, well, we're just going to talk about this for a second, then we're going to leave. As somebody with long hair, as you know, Shags, there's a time where your hair is just really fucking annoying and you want to get it off your face or out of the way or whatever. But sometimes you want to, especially if you just washed your hair, if you don't want it to get all fucked up by putting it up in a bun, if you put up just half of it in the little top knot thing, you can keep it sort of kosher on the rest of it. But
Right.
yeah.
You know.
I used to have a little top knot, not a man bun, but I had a little top knot. That was me.
There are pictures of this Asiatic. They exist. We've seen them.
They exist. Yeah. We don't have to.
I've done my best to scrub them from existence, but Gerald is the bane of my existence.
We'll talk to Sook about this. Sorry, chat. I did say that we would do Irish car bombs today, but I have to drive somewhere, so responsibility.
We have responsibilities we need to attend to responsibly.
I didn't have a Guinness in the fridge. That's my
That's Shaggy's excuse.
That's my excuse. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, guys. Have a fantastic night out there. Be safe if you end up going and doing some St. Patrick's stuff. Let's sweat some bets and let's have some fun. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. We'll catch you tomorrow. Have a fantastic night. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep.
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do now?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about